Jami-Lee Ross.
Mr Speaker, it's pleasing to hear that the opposition is supporting this bill because it is a very good bill and very timely given many of the cases that we see in the media around the country. It's also good to hear that the opposition is supporting a bill because although I'm relatively new in this chamber, it seems to me as though the opposition often opposes many of the good things that this government does, and I'm pleased to hear that they're now supporting this bill. Mr Speaker, I doubt there are many people around the country that would think that this is a poor bill. Many people would see this as a very good bill because it's about protecting the most vulnerable people in our society. It's about protecting children and vulnerable adults, and it's about doing what we can as a parliament to help those people. I've often heard the saying, Mr Speaker, that a society is judged by how it treats animals. Well, I think what's more important is that society should be judged by how it treats children and vulnerable people. And this government is sending a message that it's wrong to treat children or vulnerable people poorly. It's sending the message that it should be punishable by a long prison sentence if a person is cruel to a child. And it's sending a message that people that don't protect children and don't provide what they need to be safe in their home and society, the government is sending the message that that is something that should be frowned upon. This government is creating a new offence. That's a failure to protect children or vulnerable adults because they need support. Those people need help. Those people need this legislation so that there are penalties in place if a person doesn't provide the necessary protections that are important for those people. This bill also doubles the maximum penalty for cruelty to a child. It's saying that 5 years as a maximum penalty isn't enough. 10 years as a maximum penalty is far better. It doubles that 5-year penalty because it was insufficient. And any person out there that is cruel to a child must be frowned upon by society, must be punished severely, and 5 years as a maximum penalty simply wasn't enough. Also, Mr Speaker, the amended offence of sexual grooming is a timely matter. Many people would have seen a bit of coverage recently about Facebook and certain things that have been taking place there. I, for one, find what's been happening appalling. I realise that there's a lot of investigations going on at the moment, but should a case like that be seen to be happening around the place, many people around the country should be saying that's appalling and needs to be dealt with. And so this amended offence of sexual grooming makes it easier to catch those people, makes it easier to punish them, makes it easier to point out that they're doing the wrong thing and they need to be stopped. Mr Speaker, I want to just finally talk about the claim of right defence and the changes which are taking place there. I heard the contribution from the member Keith Locke defending essentially the Waihopai spy base issue that happened a couple of years ago. Mr Speaker, I think anyone that believes that what those people were doing at Waihopai was a good thing is probably in a similar camp to Hone Harawira, who thought that Osama bin Laden was an honourable man. Now, we have to say that those types of beliefs are wrong. If anyone thinks that those people at Waihopai were there to do the right thing, has got a few screws loose. Anyone there that can't accept that those people knew full well that they were causing $1 million damage to government infrastructure, anyone that thinks that is a good thing needs to reconsider their position. And so I'm proud to be part of a government which is changing the law to make it tighter so that people that go and cause willful damage to government property on behalf of the New Zealand taxpayers of this country, I'm pleased that that's being tightened up so they're unable to do that and get away with it. Mr Speaker, this is a good bill. I'm glad the opposition's decided to support something. Let us vote.
Carmel Civilani.
Mr Speaker.